Hey guys, it's Rachel, and today we are making these Rilakkuma bomb cakes. They have a chocolate sponge on the bottom that is so yummy, and then it is filled with a super simple Nutella mousse, and it is all covered with a chocolate shell, and of course decorated like different Rilakkuma characters. If you haven't seen my last video on where I've been gone for the past month, make sure you check that out. I'll have a link to it in the description box below. But anyways, it is so good to be back and talking to you guys again, and I think it is time to make some cakes. So, let's get started. We are going to start off by making these shells for our bomb cakes. Here I have melted some chocolate candy melts. And you're also going to need a hemisphere mold. I bought this off of Amazon for about $6 or $7, and I'll have a link to it in the description box below. So I'm just going to take a pastry brush and brush on some thin layers of chocolate. Make sure you let these set in between each layer, and I did about 3 coats in total. Afterwards, you'll need white chocolate for Rilakkuma, and also some yellow for kiraritori, which I can't say authentically, so please don't judge me. And now we're going to make the Nutella mousse, which is super simple. You're just going to need 1 cup of very cold heavy cream, and just beat it until you get nice soft peaks. You're also going to need a ½ cup of Nutella. I microwaved this for about 10 seconds just to get it a little bit thinner. And I'm going to start off by incorporating just a dollop of our Nutella. If you add it in all at once, you're more likely to deflate your mousse, which you definitely don't want. And when you're done mixing, go ahead and fold in the rest of the Nutella. Now we're just going to place a dollop of our Nutella mousse into each chocolate shell. You want to fill these almost all the way to the top, but just a little bit under so you can still fit your cake in. Feel free to pop this into the fridge while we work on our sponge cake. For the sponge cake, we're going to start off by cracking 4 eggs into a bowl. And we're going to beat these until they get thick and pale in color. Now I'm not going to lie, this is going to take a pretty long time, but you really want this nice and light and fluffy so you have a nice light sponge cake. And as you can see, this takes about 10 minutes, so feel free to use a stand mixer if you want to save your arms. Now I'm just going to add in 3/4 cups of sugar, along with a ½ teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then we're just going to mix this in too. Now in a separate bowl, you're going to need 2/3 cups of flour, along with a 1/3 cup of cocoa powder, 1 1/4 teaspoons of baking powder, and a ½ teaspoon of salt. Then go ahead and whisk that all together. And now we're just going to add our dry ingredients to our egg mixture, and very gently fold that in. Now we're just going to add in 6 tablespoons of buttermilk, along with a 1/4 cup of vegetable oil, and then once again fold everything together. Then I'm just going to pour my batter into a 15 by 10 inch jelly roll pan that I have lined with parchment paper and sprayed down with cooking spray. Afterwards, tap out the air bubbles, and then bake this off at 350 for about 10 to 12 minutes. Once it comes out of the oven, let it cool completely. Then I'm going to take a cookie cutter that is the same size as my hemisphere mold, and I'm going to go ahead and cut out some cake rounds. The good thing about this cake is that it is super moist, but the bad thing is that that makes it a little bit harder to cut out nice clean rounds, but it is totally worth it for the moist cake. And I know a lot of you hate the word moist, but there's really no other way to describe it. I tried to look up synonyms once, and you get like damp cake or like humid cake, which doesn't really make any sense, but if you have a better idea, make sure you let me know in the comment box below. Anyways, now we're just going to place our cake on top of the Nutella mousse. And then you can finally unmold your cakes. This is definitely the best part. They look super glossy and shiny and kind of like a hard candy shell. And as you can see, as I'm popping them out, I'm being really careful not to touch the chocolate shell because you don't want your fingerprints all over this beautiful glossy surface. And I have to say, popping out these cakes is one of the most satisfying feelings because you can see it just kind of slides out of the mold. The chocolate decorations for these are pretty straightforward. You're just going to apply the chocolate according to the template, and I'll have a link to this template in the description box below. And for the ears, I just spread some more candy melts on chocolate wafers. Then I used a cookie cutter to make a rounded edge on one side. And don't forget the V for Kirito's hair, I still can't say it. Now all that's left to do is assemble. You're just going to use some chocolate to attach on the mouth, eyes, beak, more eyes, basically everything. Use more chocolate to attach on the ears. And that's it. Rilakkuma bomb cakes are finished now. I have to admit, these are kind of a lot of work, but there's no step that's like really difficult. It's just a lot of small, easy steps. And I really just wanted to make something extra special as kind of a sorry for being gone for so long. Make sure you let me know in the comments below what you guys would like to see next time so that I can just get to talk to you guys again. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys. Click below for more videos, and don't forget to subscribe for more cute recipes. Talk to you soon.